formed in 1992, and although there's been one change in lineup, they've consistently got on with their music and developed a very loyal international fan base. Grant from Newport has always been the writer and thinker of the band, with Taka's effervescent bass playing adding great colour and impact to their live performance. Mark, the drummer, originally played with Skunk Anansie and is a recent addition to the band due to the loss of original drummer John Lee. John witnessed some of the finest moments of the band in Glastonbury, Tokyo and Tea in the Park. Sharing a common trait with the Manic Street Preachers by losing a member at a young age, the band have gathered their thoughts, regrouped and gone on to greater things with greater depth of experience than they have ever had before. This steely determination has made them one of Wales's finest exports, and their legacy of hits has secured them a place in rock history. This is Feeder, Singled Out.
I mean, it was a struggling time for us because we were doing, what we call, alternative rock music, and it was very much like Britpop at the time. So I moved down from Wales to actually get a job in a recording studio, and I worked there for 2 years, and I was kind of writing music as well. And then I decided to leave the studio and form Feeder.
I was in another band, and they were just starting, and they supported us around the UK on a toilet tour. And that's where we first met and sort of where we became friends, really.
When we started this band like nearly 12 years ago now, we didn't have any hype, all the Britpop bands got all the hype and suddenly become famous, but we didn't because we are kind of somewhere middle. It's not grunge American band, we are not Britpop band, so we're somewhere middle, so only things we could do is just touring to make our own fan base.
They were a really good band for the time. Everyone used to call them the British Smashing Pumpkins, which I don't think they liked, but it was kind of the best description of them. They had that vibe about them, that kind of sound about them, and and it was an exciting time for them. Because, there was nothing really like Feeder that were doing that kind of thing at the time.
We didn't really fit into what was cool and trendy, and there wasn't many bands doing, kind of what we were doing musically, apart from a lot of American bands at the time. So we kind of took it. It took us a long time to, to get, to actually get signed. So it was kind of a difficult time. It was a fun time. We were finding I think we were still kind of, finding our sound as well as a band. I mean, it takes time, we were into mixing kind of rock and pop and punk and sort of mix them all into one sort of sound, and that's what we were trying to do. But it took a while to really craft it.
Soon came a signature track that was going to merge all those influences and make Feeder known internationally with this groundbreaking video.
Rogers was written here for an American band who were working with Gil Norton, who's a producer, who's worked with us on 3 albums. He's worked with many other bands, from Pixies, Foo Fighters, Echo and the Bunnymen, you name it, he's done it. And I wrote that song. It was just sort of guide lyrics and very, very simple and very fun, and then it got sort of played to our record company, and they said, "You can't give this away. This is a hit." It's almost become a cult song now. It's not my favourite song I've written, but I think it has a place in our history, I think it was the first time we were on the Pop Factory. We did Buck Rogers, and there was a really great atmosphere in the room. And I think it was the first time we'd ever played that song, on live TV. So it was quite a nervous time, but it went really well. I used to bring songs into rehearsal room more in those days because we used to have more time, to rehearse. Now it gets harder and harder being on tour all the time and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm a songwriter. I never planned on being a singer in a band. I just used to play guitar and I ended up singing.
The songwriting so far has been predominantly Grant, on his own, with his guitar and his emotions and his feelings. I think we're coming to the point now where it's going to open up and we're going to get in a room for the first time and sort of play a lot a lot more than we have done.
You know, it's an open book really, and I think that anyone is free to bring in ideas, but you can't force it, you know. It's not an easy thing writing songs. I think Just Today is just one of those songs. I actually wrote that song for our second album. It didn't end up on the album. It ended up as a B-side, then it ended up on the Sony PlayStation game, and then it got released as a single. And it just went huge, you know. And people just go mad to it even now. When we play that song live, I mean, the whole place goes. How come it ended up like this?